Oh, baby, how you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. All my life, you're a friend of mine.
It's Ceci and Adam.
Welcome to the Momlennial podcast. I'm the mom. He is my friend, the millennial, and she over there is Gen Z. That's the generation we're desperately trying to understand. Well, the millennials too. They have their own set of rules up in here. But let's start things off strong today. How about that? You want to?
That'd be great. That'd be great. For instance, you're broadcasting from different location, so there's that.
Oh, yeah, you see the green wall behind me because I'm in a hotel in Tucson. Cute.
Like 20 minutes from where I am right now. It's so ironic.
Oh, yeah, Adam and I have seen each other at work for sure this week. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was supposed to be in Tucson next week until we had a little whoopsie-daisy situation happened.
I feel a story coming
on. Let me walk you through it,
if you will.
let me walk you through it. Every now and again. So Adam and I started out our friendship when we worked together at a radio station that I'm still at, my home radio station.
That's right,
Adam
Southwest Michigan.
Moved
because she's Gen X and doesn't leave a job.
I am very loyal.
That's exactly right.
You are. Yeah.
Except I'm also doing 5 other jobs simultaneously. So anyway. Okay. So I'm tired. I've been fundraising all day, man. I'm out of words. When you travel, like you order a bunch of things to kind of get ready for this big trip where you're going to be gone for 6 days. And I needed new eyeliner and I needed some new fiber bars and that kind of thing. So I ordered this stuff to start coming in and getting ready. And I thought, this is the first time in my life I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to pack early. I'm going to have my laundry done. I'm not going to leave it to the last minute. Because I actually need different clothes in Tucson than I need at home because it's a lot warmer in Tucson.
Truth, yes.
This heat, Adam, is trying to choke me, I swear.
And it's September. Keep that in mind. It wasn't even July heat, so there's that.
Okay. The air conditioner unit in my hotel room doesn't quite completely cool the room down. And this is something I can't understand, and I would like your insight on. The water is lukewarm when it comes out of the tap, but my shower doesn't really get hot.
Weird.
That's
confusing.
I'm gonna guess all the cold water is being used to water the 4 lawns in Tucson, or it's just so hot the water can't even regulate. It's just giving up.
Just gave
it's
up.
You know what? Whatever. Everything's hot. We're gonna be cold.
Yeah, it'll be what I decide it's gonna be.
Correct. And that happens in July, by the way. You turn on the cold faucet here and it's lukewarm. It doesn't get how you say C, it gets LW and then H. So there's that.
So I'm like getting all ready. I'm getting all ready to go on my work trip. So every now and again, Adam's company hires me to come help with fundraising or to fill in. Okay. And I love it. I love the radio station. I think it's great. Plus, anytime I get to go to Tucson, it kind of feels like a vacation. So I was really looking forward to this. And I always use Gen Z as my travel agent. And I usually forward her the email from the guy who hires me. And I was like, I need you to book me a trip. And here's the dates and like just double check and whatever. But this time around, the accountant has been getting a little more involved in the day-to-day expenses.
Watching them dollar signs a little bit more lately.
A little too closely.
And I need to pull it back a little bit. That's fine. We can have the conversation. But he decided because I pay Ellie to do that for me, right? I'm not going to make her do it for free. And I throw her a couple bucks. Yeah. So he's like, I can just as easily book your travel as she can. And I was like,
He did.
I give him the dates.
He did ask me what your known traveler, or he said, do you have mom's known traveler number? And I just said, yes. I said, yes.
Wow.
He asked me for it. I'm like, I don't know. Ellie just keeps it. And I don't know. I always have to like open up an airline app and then I can never remember my password. And it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole
So-
ordeal. But anyways, continue.
It's such a huge ordeal. Anyway, he decides he's like perfectly capable to book a flight for me. Although he's so conscientious, right? I like flying Delta. We talked about this before.
Right.
He likes flying Southwest. I find it chaotic to not have a seat assignment. He finds it freeing. All of these things. So so there was either a flight on Delta or United. United's the one I like. There's either a flight on United or on Southwest. And I chose United. He chose Southwest because that's what he prefers.
Even though he's not going.
I was like,
Exactly.
okay. But then he paid a little bit extra so that I could board earlier,
Aw.
which ended up saving our cabooses. Okay? Because something else that offers at that level is your ability to actually switch your flights.
Oh. I didn't know that about Southwest.
Because on Monday, I was getting my haircut. Again, this is in preparation to come to Tucson. I need my hair cut and colored. I don't have gray hair while I'm fundraising. I get my hair cut. It's a lazy daisy Monday. I'm like enjoying the sunshine in Michigan. And I get a call from my boss in Tucson. Adam's boss too, same boss.
Yep.
And he goes, "You're probably on your way to the airport, but I thought I would ask you a last minute favor." On my way to the
Okay.
airport? No,
Oh my word.
I'm on
In
my
a
way
week.
to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a week. He was like, "No big deal. Call me back. This isn't a big deal." And I'm like, "I think this might be a really big deal."
Something's
So
something's
Houston, we
brewing.
have problems.
So I call him and I said, "When are you expecting me to be in Tucson for that meeting?" I said, "Tomorrow at 1:00.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I go,
Mm.
"Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and make a couple of arrangements and I'll text you when I'm on the flight because I screwed up and booked the trip for the entire wrong week."
Oh, so you're thinking like the following or weeks after or
The next week. I was planning on coming the entire next week. We had everything worked out with the, like, it's not like we need childcare at this point, but like all the things.
But, you know, we'll make sure they're fed and all that.
So I was telling Ellie this, Gen Z. I said, what happens in my brain is I was like, pivot! Time to pivot! So I call her as I'm driving home and I go, "Listen, I know I didn't pay you to book this flight, but you got to check to see if there are flights heading to Tucson today. I need to get to
Today.
Tucson today."
Trying to fly out same day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because the flights, I can't get in before this 1:00 meeting. This is a very important meeting. And I already know because I already checked if I could fly in on Tuesday the next week. And so Ellie looks it up on Southwest and she's like, "You can get in today, but your flight leaves at 3:15 p.m. And what time was it? 11? It was like 12:15. It
It was
12:15.
noon. Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. She said, "So I have to be packed and on my way to the airport in 30 minutes." And I said, "Yep." And you're on
Oh
Southwest, which means you didn't check for your flight 24 hours in advance. But
Oh,
thank goodness
no.
the accountant got you the bonus spot because then you were already slotted for slots A through 15, so it didn't matter.
So
So you really did save your butt.
So Dave's not even home. The accountant's not even home. He thinks I'm leaving
He's
in
on a
a
run.
week. He's
He's
on
on
a
a
long
run.
half
run.
hour.
I looked at his location. He's at a park doing a loop, doing a couple miles, and I was like, "Oh, okay. So we need to get this figured out within the hour."
Like ASAP.
And by the
Like,
way,
yeah.
that flight was full. I got the last ticket out of town to Tucson.
Oh my word.
Okay. So I
cannot.
pack up literal dirty clothes. Literal dirty clothes. You should have seen my suitcase. I was just like throwing insane things and I just didn't know.
You were in evacuation mode pretty much.
Yeah, just
Oh yeah.
I get it all packed, all the thing. Dave comes home from a sweaty run and out of breath and whatever. And I'm like, hey, Houston, we have a problem. Actually, Tucson, we have a problem. And he handled it really well. I'm not going to lie.
Well, he had those endorphins going. That was the right time to tell him
Yeah.
after his
Yeah.
run.
So
So
true.
he rebooks the flight. Thank goodness he had bumped that little thing up. Otherwise, you just have to buy a completely new ticket, which would have been completely on me to do because it was my mistake. My mistake. So, anyway, I am like, hey, would you mind changing over the hotel and the car rental while I run across the street and record my radio show that's due to air this afternoon? I'm blitzing through that. My butt is on fire. I come home. He meets me in the driveway, throws my suitcases at me. We roll up to the airport. The lady goes, you didn't check these in 45 minutes ahead of time, so they might not make it on your flight. And I was like, well, what does that mean? She goes, they'll arrive when they feel like arriving. You're going to have to head back to the airport to pick up your stuff. Well, I had all my radio equipment packed.
Oh, no.
I got to keep working. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
sure do.
Oh, good luck to me. Long story short, everything worked out fine, but I'm staring out the window of the airplane. And when we landed in Tucson, I'm looking at cacti, saguaros.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the actual heck happened to me today?
You're like, I'm just thinking 7
How
hours
am
ago.
I in
You're
the
like,
desert?
yeah, I was getting my hair cut under deciduous trees, and now I'm sitting by cactuses, and like, what the actual heck is going on?
What the
All the
actual
same
heck is going on?
day.
Yeah. And then Adam texts me the next day and he's like, hey, when you coming into town? Oh, I'm here, baby. I am
Don't you worry.
sitting in dirty clothes right here.
Here, I'm thinking you have a nice leisurely flight in that next
There's
morning.
nothing- no.
Going to meet you at the front door when you get there. Little did I
No
know you were
leisure.
sweating it up Monday night in Tucson already. Oh, my word.
Just so you know, the boss was so kind to me and he agreed to keep this just between me and him. But I was like, I gotta tell the
Can't
story.
keep her
I gotta
mouth
tell
shut. Everyone needs to know.
So the only thing that the accountant said to me is I get in the car and I'm really quiet. We're on our way to the airport. Because this means a whole lot of change in his schedule, right?
Sure, he's watching the kids for the week. He's got the house, all the things with 2 hours notice.
All the things.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Woof.
I looked at him and I go, I know this isn't funny. And he goes, you are 50 years old.
You sound like a teenager who just like got in trouble. Like, it is funny.
Yeah.
It's funny now. It's funny now.
Not when you're going 90 to the airport on the highway.
Oh, I just, the whole day, I was just in like, I don't even know what is happening right now. How am I on a plane on my way to Tucson in minutes? In minutes. What did I just do?
Okay, I gotta say, that's actually wildly impressive. You all got it figured out within 3 hours because I'm not gonna lie, maybe it's a millennial in me, but I would have. Well, I was gonna say there is some help, huh?
She figured it out, but she figured out who to contact when to have the people arrange the arrangements for her to be on that plane. She called me and she said, hey, do you have 5 minutes? And I said, yeah, sure. She goes, I need to be in Tucson today. And I said, whoa. I sent her the exact flight number that my dad needed to book her. And turns out it was the same flight pattern she was taking the week later. I said, here's the flight numbers. So when dad gets back, he can switch it on the app to flight A and flight B. She will be back at the same time on Sunday. La, 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 la.
Great.
We got it all figured out. And then he went in, switched the thing in the app because she said, can you just rebook it? And I said, no, it's going to be so much easier if he just uses the same reservation in the app. And she goes, well, dad has my app. And I said, well, when he gets home from the run, these are the flights we can rebook. So she knew who to put into place to get from point A to point B, and she did it, and I was very impressed.
I'd make a really good CEO. I'd make a really good boss of people. Don't you think?
I think that would be...
I think if the building was on fire, I would call you. You would know who to contact and who to figure out what we need to do.
But then if they were like, do you have those budget reports?
Budget?
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
No.
Budget. I'm getting my haircut, sucker.
Problem solved. But A does not equal B, X, Y, Z. Because why?
Oh my word. That's the craziest of that's up there with the crazy travel stories I've heard. And it's funny how with travel, it goes from like either it travels great or it's suddenly terrible. There's no in between, is there? It's either this is going swimmingly or we're drowning. There is no in between. And you were 6 feet under the water.
I show up at that the funniest thing is I show up, well, there was a lunch before the meeting yesterday or on Tuesday. And it was so funny because we were sitting, I think I was sitting with you at the lunch. And I had told Adam on the sly because, like, Adam's my person, right?
Yeah, I need some details.
I went right up to his office and he was like, "Hey, welcome." I'm like, "You'll never believe what I did." So then we were sitting with the boss at the lunch and he goes, "So how'd travel go? Everything good? You know, no hiccups?" Because he's playing it off like, you know, no big deal.
You just got here this morning, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I just arrived at the airport just in the nick of time and everything worked out fine. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I gotta slow down. I gotta do something.
It's a lot going on.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
To put in perspective, to move and to do one cross-country travel trip, I planned for 2.5 months. You did what I did in 3 hours.
Do you know,
minus some furniture.
I almost worked better that day because I was kind of that way. I was kind of nervous about this trip, to be honest with you. Like, a lot's at stake and I want to do well and da-da-da-da.
Sure.
So I kind of had like a simmering nerves about it and stuff.
Yeah.
And just to be kind of like thrown into it head first is almost better. And now I keep thinking next week I have this bonus week because I thought I was going to be gone and I'm going to be home.
Look at that. You'll be able to get home and unpack leisurely and it's going to be awesome.
I have
Clean
to go
clothes.
do the
Summer I Turned Pretty finale.
That's right. Mallory and I watched it last night over Zoom. Have you ever tried to watch a show with somebody long distance where you have to like sync up the show and then they're on Zoom? Yeah.
There's an app for that.
I remember the millennial days of watching a show over the phone together, but that's about it. And then you would like react. Oh, did you see that? Oh my God, I can't believe they just said that.
It was a similar vibe for sure. A similar vibe.
Well,
it's more buffering.
Gen Z has a Chrome extension called Teleparty, and you can connect your accounts and then it starts the show at the same time. And you can have a FaceTime going on the side. So you can, it was big.
Teleparty?
Yeah. I literally,
It's been around for a few years.
Oh yeah. That's what we were doing during COVID. You couldn't watch the show with your friends. You load up the little Netflix telepart. Actually, it used to be called like Netflix Party or something. And then some company bought it. But yeah, you can watch the show at the same time with your friends.
That would solve the problem because Mallory and I were like a second off on the show.
Oh.
So I would hear what's going on out of her computer. Yeah, before it played on mine.
What happened?
Exactly. It's been a little while, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Oh, then get this. So I have to wash, frankly, my underpants when I'm here because I had to pack dirty clothes. And so I got to do that tonight, right? Because I only had enough clean to last me through today. So I go to Target to buy some work clothes because, I didn't really pack the right things. And I have a $5 bill that the accountant like put into my hands as I was leaving. And I was like, I got to do laundry. They only take quarters. And so I go to Target and I'm like, can you make change for a $5? And he goes, absolutely not. I cannot open the drawer for no reason. I go, I've got a reason. I need change. How about that? Rules are so weird right now. Do you feel that way? Like everything is so weird. Like, what do you mean you can't make change? Huh? I'm at a store.
Yeah, there used to be the day you could go into a gas station, into a McDonald's. Yeah. Hi, can I get change for 10? Absolutely. How do you want them? Ones, quarters, 2 5s? What do you want?
Yeah,
exactly.
Now you can't even use cash at a self-checkout. No. You have to use card because they don't want people taking the cash. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then he goes, you can go to a bank. So then I go to the bank and they're like, what do you need? I said, I need some quarters. And they were like, okay. They weren't real happy about it either, to be honest with you.
Oh, and they have to count all of them and put them in the rolls. And
yes.
Because I used to have coin laundry up to about 3 years ago at my old apartment, and there's a little bit of a walk of shame when you go up to the counter at the bank or the credit union. And you're like, can I get $10 in quarters, please?
Right?
Like,
I felt that too, and I had to go to 2 locations for it.
Right.
See, everyone just needs to again with the Gen Z at University of Michigan when we had to do laundry. There's an app for that. You just load your little monies onto your little app, and it's like 65 cents for your washer and dryer today. And you're like, awesome, ka-ching.
Dang, 65 cents. I should have went to college.
Well, the rest of the world has not caught up with the University of Michigan, apparently, because I got to puff my dirty clothes up in my suitcase.
Yeah. Got to do your own change.
Well, then guess what? I had to buy laundry detergent at Target to the tune of $12 for 2 loads. So I got a whole pack that I don't need.
You just got this whole thing in your hotel room. You're going to use one.
At least did you get Tide Pods? You can bring them home.
Yeah, I got Tide Pods. Of course I got Tide Pods, but I don't know. You guys, I gotta slow my roll a little bit. Slow my roll.
That's fair. That's fair. Slowing your roll is good. I relate with that. Before we're done, I got to share a story of how I know I'm officially getting older. Like legit first time, oh crud, my body is not what it used to be.
Oh no.
Speaking of slowing my roll.
Oh no.
Oh man. All right. I went hiking with some friends a couple weeks ago, and we were going up one of the, out here west, there's the mountains, all the things. So we're going up and we're at a good pace. I was leading, and then we quick stop for a snack break. We started up. We kind of switched around who was leading, and they took off. And I was the oldest one in the group, right? I'm like mid-30s. Everyone's like mid to late 20s. So we're going up this, rocky path, all that, and they take off, which is great. Good for them. And I was like slowing down progressively, like, when like a battery in a toy is like,
guys.
It was bad. So I'm like literally not able to go any faster, and they're getting a little more distant, and then they did the thing where they would stop, and you had to catch up, and I'm like, oh, I'm the old man in the group. So we get to this lookout, which is like 3/4 of the way to the top, and I get there, and I'm not kidding, my legs lock. I have never in my life experienced my legs saying, that's it for you. You're done. You don't have anything left. That's it. So I literally sit on this big boulder and I'm like, ugh, and wait for a couple minutes.
Adam McNutt. Oh no,
it's bad. It's bad. My legs were like,
oh my word.
That's it. You got a new pair. So I'm talking with them for a few minutes, and I'm like, guys, because they wanted to go pretty fast too, and I didn't want to hold them up. And I said, you know what? The path's going to go up and then come back this way. Why don't you guys go? And I'm going to wait here, and I'll enjoy the views. And I had snacks and whatever. So they're like, are you sure? I said yes, and no problem. So they went on. I stayed. So they like kept I became the dad of the group. They left all their sweatshirts with me and anything they didn't want to carry.
Gosh. You're the dad.
Here's I am the dad.
The dad at the amusement park.
I'm riding my favorite ride called the bench, and it was awesome. And so the best part is, though, it's like this like flatter rock in the middle of this lookout area. So I put everything on the top of the rock, and I just kind of lay back for a little bit. I fall asleep.
Oh my gosh.
For like 15 minutes or something.
Word.
And one of our friends who said, I'll meet you guys up there a little later, he passed me and didn't even realize it was me. So there's this guy with a hoodie over his head, and I'm just laying on this rock with all
Who's this homeless person with all the coats?
Yeah. Who's this homeless guy at 10,000 feet? And all the coats and all the bags. And so anyways, I like wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I fell asleep. And so I'm getting up and I'm stretching. Anyways, they make it on the way back. And one of my friends was like, I think you were asleep on this rock. And this is a central path location where things split off. So all these people passed me. First off, nobody asked if I was okay, but whatever. And so everybody's just keep hiking. And I was like, this is literally the oldest thing I've ever done at this stage in life so far. I couldn't believe it. And then, of course, my legs rested. It was fine. We got down. It was great. But I just was like, I cannot believe this really happened. I thought this was going to be like way down the road.
Oh, my word.
Now I'm falling asleep on rocks.
Do you think you had altitude sickness or something?
You know what it was? I had 4.5 hours of sleep the night before, and that is not a good idea before a big hike. Let me just tell you right now.
Why so little sleep?
You're hanging out with friends the night before at the Airbnb, and you're playing games, and you're, hanging out, and it's not your place.
So they also got 4.5 hours of sleep?
they're young. Also, they're like athletic. So whatever. Look, people. These legs have had to carry around a lot of girth over the years. So they've really had to work out a lot. So I get it, boys. You did what you could. It was, I'm like, well, and then they're so nice. They're like, it's okay. You didn't go all the way. And I'm like, darn right it is. I'm fine that I rested. I really was fine with it.
At least the thing that happens when you're at about your age, maybe a little older, is you finally accept yourself for who you are, right?
150%. I was like, I own this rock. I don't care. I had a great time. I got to look at a beautiful view for an hour and a half-ish when I wasn't sleeping.
Including the inside of your own eyelids.
Correct. And my hoodie. Good thing my wallet wasn't out there with the sweatshirts too. But yeah.
Oh, guess what I did? Wrapping this up. Can I tell you what I did?
Please.
In my tiredness, so I get it because I'm now in my 50s and had clearly booked a trip the entire wrong week. Also, we've mentioned this on the podcast before. I now have a vehicle that does most of the driving on my behalf.
Right.
A Tesla.
So you don't have to think about it.
So what a Tesla does is the key is on your phone. And so when to like shut off the car, you just put your phone in the person, you leave, and it locks up your car. Your phone is your key. So that's all you have to think about, right? Snap. So I roll into Tucson at 8:00 p.m. Tucson time, which is now 11 p.m. my time. And that's the other thing. The accountant will not spring for a nice car for me when I'm working. He wants to be a good steward of the company's money, he told me. Okay.
No Ceci for you.
No Ceci for me. So he ordered a Toyota, but I ended up with a Mazda 3.
Oh.
And it's got one of those keys. It's got a push button start and everything, but then the key is separate. So I go to Target on day one to get the clothes and all that and get the change that they wouldn't make for me. And it's hot. And it was like 100 degrees. It's hot. Yeah. It's so hot. And I go do my shopping, la, la, la. And I get back in my car and I'm like, that's really weird. The air conditioning stayed on while I was shopping. And I look around and I was like, turns out I left the keys in the car running with the car in drive.
Oh dear.
Not even in park.
How did it not move?
I don't know.
Cecilia.
You would have it'd be like, where's my car?
How? This is what
it's
I'm
in
going
the
to end
Target
with.
door. Oh my word.
I know it's not funny. I'm
It's
50
not.
at this point.
It's not. Ellie, here's the moral to all these stories. Just don't get old.
Don't get old.
Or keep playing brain games, or I don't know what is going to work. Just keep staying
This
fresh.
sounds bad. Like, are you guys okay?
After a while.
No, clearly not.
You're driving.
We're scaring her for her future.
We are. You're driving your car in a Target store's not even in it. I'm falling asleep on rocks on top of mountains. I don't think we are okay. If you want more of the Momlennial podcast, well, then subscribe. That way you'll get new episodes without having to do the work, and that's totally our jam.